Hello, this is Idodmg and welcome back to the channel. In this Dwarven Realms video, I want to talk to you about the Elven faction in the game and what nodes are just absolutely overpowered and you definitely need to get right out of the gate. Now, this video is not going to go super in depth into the whole Elven faction or the Elven dungeon or anything like that. This video is just, I want to get this out to you right now so that you know what you need to be doing so you're not wasting materials, you're not wasting your time, and you're just farming more efficiently. So once you've completed, I believe it's Rupture 40, you will gain access to the Elven faction. There's two parts to this. There's the Ambassador here, and there is this artifact. Now, the Ambassador is going to be how you actually level up within the Elven faction. When you're looking at this window, you could donate every single thing if you wanted to. I do not recommend doing that. The way I do it is I always donate all of these 6 materials right here. And the reason for that is they really don't have much purpose. I mean, everything in the game has a purpose, but those you can use those materials to craft 1 stone if you want to. And then 30 of these stones you can craft a key to the catacombs, but it's just really a lot of materials that are needed in order to pull that off. And you can find the catacombs keys from way other different areas. Make sure you check out the catacombs guide if you haven't yet. But this is what I recommend doing is these 6 right here. And if you right click the plus sign, it'll donate all of them. You can see I recently donated some completely out. Anyway, that's how you do it. And then you level up. And once you've leveled up, you gain points to spend here in this artifact, which is the skill tree for this faction. Now, this is going to be for crafting. I'm wanting to get a crafting guide video out to you as well. So keep an eye out for that. But what you're going for here is these nodes down here. This whole tree has parts of it that will unlock features of the game that you don't have access to if you don't put points into it. For example, this one, whenever you mine a node in a rupture, you have a chance to get a damage gem. This one over here is armor gem. I don't even think you have a chance to get those really unless you have these nodes. And those are great to get, but before you go into all that, I would recommend coming down here to the bottom and getting these crafting nodes. These are really going to help you out make powerful gear. So the very first one, and you have to put 3 points into this node before you can progress on. When items are dropped, they have an additional crafting spec. Now, if you don't know what a spec is, that's how many times you can craft on an item. You can see my amulet here has 5 crafting specs. So whether it's adding an affix or re-rolling an affix or upgrading an affix, all of those consume 1 spec. There's more around this mechanic we're going to talk about here. So you can get more of those specs, so you can craft even more on it. And the other one over here is you have Fate of the Blacksmith. This gives you a 20% chance to craft without using one of those specs. You can already see why that's powerful. That can give you more crafts. And this can actually proc more than once on a single item. It's so powerful. You have to get these. The other one is Bane of the Blacksmith. You have a 20% chance to gain a epic craft, which gives you double values on the item. And this, I feel like, procs more than 20%. I feel like it procs all the time. And this can not only proc when you're adding an affix, but it can also proc when you're upgrading an affix. Now, one of the great ways you can use this is when you're crafting an item, you can, if there's an affix on there you want and it didn't roll with that epic craft on there, you can take it off and add it on again, which consumes 2 specs, but you have another chance then to craft that double roll. But anyway, again, keep an eye out for the crafting guide video. We'll get more in detail over there. But for your Elven faction, it's really good to be able to get that epic craft on there. After that, you're going to come down here to Sticky Fingers. This gives you a chance to find map keys and ruptures. And again, I think you have it says increases your chance, so you do have a chance initially. This just increases that chance. And this is really great because if you've seen all our dungeon guide videos, you're going to want to be running those for a lot of different reasons. And this will just help you out with getting those keys. You can also, I always come down here first. I'll go to grab these inventory slots. But what's important here is the Lost Path. This will give you a chance to discover access to ancient worlds. So whenever you mine a node in a rupture level 70 or higher, you have a chance for that node to spawn an entrance. It's like a little blue cube to the Elven realm. And when you go in there, it's a dungeon with loads and loads of crafting materials. We'll probably have a guide out for that here in the future as well. And you can scale that up with your digging. This would be your endless kind of, well, not endless, it ends at 750, but this would be your long-term kind of grind right here. But before you really start going into that, I always backtrack here to reduce the amount of resources needed to craft, just so I can get more crafts, right? So you have crafting offhands, uses less resources. You have crafting items, uses less resources. And then you can also get more materials from disenchanting. All of this is huge, and honestly, when you see the crafting guide video, you'll see with crafting you can make some really powerful items in this game. And this is what you need to be doing with the Elven faction. But hey, that's just my opinion, and that's what I do. So hopefully it'll help you out. That's the route I always go when it comes to the Elven faction and just getting started out. Again, you'll want to max out all those other nodes and put all the points into all the other nodes, but that's just kind of where I go first. The crafting is so powerful in this game. I don't know if I mentioned that already. That is going to wrap it up for this Dwarven Realms Elven faction guide video. I know it wasn't like a full-on guide for the entire faction. I just wanted to put it into your hands so you know exactly what nodes and why they're so powerful. I hope you found this video useful and or entertaining. If so, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you think I've earned it. Please consider becoming a YouTube channel member today. It really helps me out. Don't forget, your view alone means the absolute world. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.